Friendship supreme. Friendship supreme. Finding the geek within.
Hey everybody, I'm Michael,
This is Cleve.
and welcome to an exciting episode of Friendship.
Supreme.
We're the podcast that dares to ask, you ever wondered who that voice is behind Mineta?
Yes.
And can they live with themselves? Saying the things he says.
I like to think that he just really hates reading the lines, but it's a paycheck.
They're really trying to like improve his character in the newer season that I've been watching, and I
Okay.
still just hate him.
Yeah, because you really hold a grudge sometimes.
Look, perf characters are annoying to me. Like even Sanji in One Piece, which I have an undying loyalty to. Like I don't like that Sanji is that perv character. I think that trope or that kind of cat, like that person, should not exist within the anime universes.
But if there is so is there growth in?
Mineta, no, like there's no growth. He's just hasn't done the growth stuff in a while because things have gotten more serious.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
with-
I thought you were saying like they're bringing his story.
Oh no,
along.
he's
I
not.
mean,
He's not like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't be a garbage monster trying to sniff panties. He's just taking it more seriously because Shigaraki is trying to destroy the world.
that's fair. There's no time for panties. I gotta take these balls off.
He may still try to get it. Who knows?
Huh?
But Sanji's
that's
always
not Mineta.
Sanji's also always like that. But then he has this code about not hitting women that gets him beat up a lot. So
I get that.
so many women in One Piece try to kill people. A lot.
A lot of animes have a lot of women trying to kill you, right?
Fair enough. I like that Agent Coulson in the back. Anyway, that's not what this episode's about. What's going on?
Boop. Today, I wanted to just go over with you. I took some notes just about voice actors. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm going to shit on some people for a little bit. And I'm going to sound real negative. Because I feel like we've gotten to a point where voice acting is a very respected job.
Yeah.
And then we just keep giving the job to people who don't respect it.
Fair. Honestly, as long as you don't shit on like Phil Lamar or Hank Azaria, I think I'm good.
Oh, the people who take it seriously? Yeah, no, I'm not gonna shit it on them. So even when I said that to you, a name came to mind.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Who doesn't take it seriously?
Yeah.
Or who does? Oh, I don't know that I know anybody that doesn't take it seriously. Oh, Chris Pratt. Never mind.
I
wasn't thinking of movies. I was thinking of shows, but you're right. Chris Pratt, Seth Rogen.
Immediately.
They don't. Yeah. I'm not going to change my voice. I'm just going to be me. I hate that.
And so that's what I want to talk about, because there's Chris Pratt, there's The Rock, there's Kevin Hart, and there's Awkwafina. These four, Rogan too. These five specifically really frustrate me.
Will Smith does it too, and also in real life, Will Smith does it, which is interesting. Like, it's the ability of just not changing who you are as a person. You're just Will Smith.
So, and I'm going to talk about that because there are voice actors who don't change their voices.
Bob's Burgers.
That we still really respect and enjoy. So, what are these five doing wrong?
He has... So Bob's Burgers, the guy that does that, has that really distinct voice.
It's John Benjamin.
John Benjamin, thank you. He just has a really distinct voice, and I think that's why he's allowed to be himself.
Right. Well, the woman who voices Louise also.
I don't know that. Does she do a lot of other things?
She was in Gravity Falls.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
Kristen Shaw.
Yeah.
It's showing me all her live action stuff. Live action. Her Despicable Me 2, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, BoJack Horseman.
Yeah.
But she also has a very distinct voice. that you're never mad at when you hear her.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't really have a path on how I want this episode to go, but like what makes this different?
Mm-hmm.
Because Seth Rogen has a very distinct voice.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yet when he voices someone, it agitates me.
So, and I don't know if this is rhetorical. Would you like to continue your point?
No,
before
go
I
ahead,
start
go
doing it?
ahead.
Okay. So I think Seth Rogen is that he has an annoying voice, and I think that's why it annoys me. Like I don't
Okay.
like his I don't like his voice. It annoys me. It doesn't match a character that he plays usually. But I think the issue I have with people like Chris Pratt, specifically thinking about Mario in general, is there was like a very distinct voice and accent and like just kind of a general feel that was cemented on how Mario should be and his character, and to not even make an attempt was kind of like meh. I think even someone like Robin Williams makes small distinctions in between his different animated voices, and it just made that difference. Whereas it literally just feels like Chris Pratt walks into a room and just reads the lines like, "All right, I'm out," and leaves.
Well, so I'll do you one better. The two that I want to group together are Kevin Hart and Awkwafina,
Okay.
who I feel like are typically cast. I have like a list of characters that each one of them done. They're typically cast as like the jokey, laugh at this character, and it's just themselves. But then they're in certain roles, like where is she? Like Raya and the Last Dragon, where like I would have loved for that character to have had more, and I just hear Awkwafina. It's almost hard for me to lose myself in the story with the character
because of
when someone's just doing the regular voice.
And I would almost argue that that's the issue with most voice acting, right? Is if you don't get someone that takes the craft seriously, they're not going to, like, it takes a different set of skills to be a voice actor in comparison to being a regular actor. Because you're having to make the changes in your voice that make people feel things that you may have the aid of physically like showing your emotions if you're doing live action. So the problem with bringing live actors into things like voiceovers is the production companies are wanting big names to sell the movie and don't care how they are as far as their talent goes towards voice acting. And so these good voice actors are getting bumped out or bumped down to like only doing TV shows or whatever, dubbing and stuff like that, and not getting to do bigger projects because they'd rather have a big name to sell a movie.
Which doesn't make sense to me, because is that for us as the adults? Is it like,
yes.
I've never been like, oh, The Rock's voicing this character, gotta watch it.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think it is for the generation above us, but also our generation. If you think about it, and again, I'll probably turn to Robin Williams because he's a good example, and he was the one that kind of shit on the industry for doing this. Was our generation specifically grew up during the time where it was very popular to just grab famous people and be like, look what they're doing. They're going to be in this movie. And like, they wouldn't even put effort into the movie. They just got names. And Robin Williams' big thing was, I'll be Genie on Aladdin. You can't use my name to advertise your movie. And they did it anyway. And that's why he didn't come back for number 2. But like, that was their whole thing. That was his whole thing, was like, I don't want my name to be advertised or to you be used for it. I want you to pick me because I'm good at what I do and I want to do it.
Right.
So I think that they're still trying to pander to that. It went away for a while where we weren't using names, like big names for voice acting, and then we just back to it because I think it's the bread and butter. Your average
'cause
person sees it and they're like, "Yeah, I want to be there."
I guess I was thinking about it because I saw a video of Rob Paulson,
Mm-hmm.
who they're showing him pictures of characters, and as he's talking to you about how that character would sound, he's like changing shit and how he speaks and how he talks, and I'm like, look at this talented man. And then we also have The Rock is Crypto, the Superdog. Like it just,
Yeah.
can you imagine with all the superhero voice actors out there, what someone could have done with that?
Yeah. No, 100%.
The Rock's never gonna make me. I never even saw that movie.
No.
Him and Kevin Hart in it, and I was like, I'm done with it already. But The Rock's never gonna make me feel something. Moana, like, man, The Rock really delivered this line where
Maybe if he tried, but he's not trying. I think that's it. Like they're not willing to put that effort in. They're not willing to learn how to convey those emotions and convey different tone in their voices. Like
I would say The Rock's never made me feel emotion after his first 5 movies, maybe.
Yeah, and all of his first 5 movies were all my town is being hurt in some way and I'm gonna murder someone for it.
Based on a true story.
Or I played or I played football. No, I think that the distinction between a good voice actor and a bad voice actor is someone like Kevin Conroy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who did so well at Batman that like they just kept coming back and saying, "Hey, we need you to do it." Not only that, but then also Mark Hamill, who did Joker with him, said, "I'll never voice act with another person as Joker if it's not Kevin Conroy as Batman." He said, "I don't want to be there." And like that, they made and brought those characters to life and tried something as opposed to, "Hey, I'm Chris Pratt. How's it going? I'm Garfield."
I think Chris Pratt annoys me because literally everyone else in Mario, I feel like, took it seriously.
It made some sort of attempt, yeah.
Every voice actor and actress,
even Charlie.
Movie, yes, if you told me it was him, I would know. But if I just heard Luigi's voice, I don't think I'd be able to pinpoint it. And Keegan, I mean, night and day. I would have never put together that was him.
Even though he annoys me, even Seth Rogen made an attempt to sort of change his voice.
Yeah,
it's just a stupid
Anya,
laugh.
Like they just he has to put that laugh in there, right? You cast him for the laugh? Is that what it is?
I don't know, man.
They're like, I'm just gonna put it in. Don't worry about it.
It can't be a real laugh. If it's his real laugh, I'm sorry, but like I think it's fake.
I think it is. Remember Eddie Murphy's laugh? That was his real laugh.
Fair, and then he stopped because people kept talking about it. Yeah, I'm a part of the problem.
So Seth Rogen just doesn't care enough.
Yeah,
because I saw the thing where he was like, people would do an impression of me and they would start with the laugh.
Yeah,
like, and I just knew that I had to quit.
To put it in,
unfortunate that everybody made you feel so. You felt so self-conscious about your laugh that you fucking stopped laughing.
Not that anybody out there cares, but the reason that Michael hates Seth Rogen as much as he does is because he's terrible to companies' customer service departments, and I experienced that secondhand, and it was gross. I hated how it. But anyway, he's a real piece of shit to my wife on when she was working for a social media team for a large airline.
That sounds like him.
And so after seeing that, I was like, yeah, no, he's kind of dead to us. I'm good.
So, okay, so Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
He did the Lego movie.
He did.
And that was fine, right? Because it wasn't really a voice.
No,
but, and I think what aggravates me is like he played 2 people in the second one, and I feel like he did a different voice.
Yeah.
So
I didn't think about him and Charlie working on 2 different movies together. Interesting. 3, I guess, if you count both like the franchises.
Yeah. So like, why you put some sort of effort here?
Because he wasn't big yet. He wasn't like super big yet.
I mean, I had to have been around after Guardians, right?
I don't think so. maybe 2014.
Was it 2014? Lego Movie was 2014.
And so is Guardian.
Guardians was 2014, 2017, and 2023. What was Lego 2? Lego 2 is 2019.
Yeah, but if you already solidified like this is the voice for the character, you can't be brought back and not do that voice.
But the voice he did that was different was a new character for the second movie.
Right. Okay. I see what you're saying.
So
yeah,
you have it in you to just change something.
His whole thing for Mario when he was interviewed was like, oh well, they hired me to be me, so I'm gonna just use my voice. Like in his defense, as much as I don't want to defend him, he did tell them like I don't do voice acting, like this is my voice. And they're like, cool, that works. So like it's also on the production team, I guess.
And I mean I don't want to hold back any anger towards them either. Right. Like why are you giving these jobs to people when you could pay someone less to do a good job? Not that that's the route I want them to go. No, I would love everybody to get their money, but like
pay the voice actors more. Damn it!
I bet you could take $1 million off.
Yeah,
and the voice actors would still be happy, and so would the their effort in the production.
Yeah, 100%.
I just don't.
Being someone that actually paid money to go see the Garfield movie, he's basically the same in that as well.
Yeah, and then look at Awkwafina. I have her in F, Kung Fu Panda, Migration, The Little Mermaid, The Bad Guys,
Little Mermaid,
Raya, and then Angry Birds 2. She was in, apparently.
Oh, I don't know that I knew she was in Angry Birds 2. I didn't see that one, but
I didn't either. But like you cast her. I guess I don't.
I think. Oh, go ahead.
It's like the distinct voices that'll be comical, and they're like, "Yeah, go for it." But they're all the same one. They're all the same person.
I would almost blame Jack Black for it, in a way. No, because it's gone back forever where we hire a comedian as a voice actor, because again Robin Williams did it too.
Were you thinking Kung Fu Panda?
Yeah, because you write a character. I'm not saying that Jack Black doesn't try. That's not what I mean, because I think he does a good job of sort of trying. He changes his voice in each film enough to be the character. Yeah, but I was thinking more that like we take a comedian that may not necessarily be an amazing actor, although Jack Black does do well in most of his movies to me, but it's just him being him. Yeah. So it's really tough for me to be unbiased because I really like him.
Well, some actors can just be them for them and win Academy Awards and Oscars. So
yeah, maybe she's like, it's almost like she's getting signed up for these like B tier roles, and she just comes in and is herself, and people applaud her for it. Like she keeps getting hired, so like why not continue to be you? Like if you keep getting hired to be you, what part of you wants to get better?
Yeah.
I don't know. She's another one that she annoys me because she never takes anything seriously. Like, or it feels like no role is ever taken seriously. But then again, maybe that's on purpose. Maybe that is the director. Maybe it's not them.
If I was a better editor, I would take lines that she said from other movies and put them in other voice characters that she's done. And I don't think anyone would do this.
Fair. I think, she really bugged me in Raya because I think that it was a very important film for representation, and it could have been a very meaningful role. And while it was okay to have a silly character in it, it just didn't feel like Awkwafina was the choice on that one.
Yeah.
Like hire one of the voice actors of the Crystal Gems, except for Estella, I guess. But you have Michelle. I can't remember the other girl's name. You have Pearl, Amethyst, and Peridot that all do really well at voice acting, and could have easily been transposed and taken the job seriously. And here's an opportunity for more Asian Americans to get jobs, like bigger jobs.
I watched the Steven Universe movie the other day, and I'm like, man, everybody just fits, right?
Yeah.
Everybody just fits and sounds great.
Yeah.
Why can't we just look at a character and find someone that fits the voice?
Yeah.
How can the voice of Aquafina, whether you like it or dislike it, voice a dragon, a tiny duck, and a seagull, or whatever the fuck that type of bird was that they changed it for
Cramorant.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With no tone difference or change.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
No.
Meanwhile, you have Phil Lamar being fucking Samurai Jack and Jon Stewart. You know what I mean? You got Rob doing Pinky and fucking Yago.
You have Hank Azaria doing like 90 voices on The Simpsons.
Right. I watched the Winnie the Pooh movie the other day just because Jim Cummings does such a great job of him.
He does. Shit, Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Yeah.
They alone voice almost every character in their show.
Yeah.
And it well enough to where you wouldn't necessarily know right off the bat who it is. Yeah, I don't know.
I forget that Jim Cummings did Ray in Princess of the Frog.
I don't know that I knew that.
It's very easy to forget.
Yeah. I love Ray. I bought a little sticker of him, actually. But
which is just another... That man doesn't sound like this.
No, yeah. Yeah,
and listen to what he delivers.
I think that's the point, right? Is that voice actors, at its core, a true blue, real voice actor is able to manipulate their voice to play a role, much like a actor would change their behavior to act. Mm-hmm. You have that from a voice actor, and so when you put actors into voice acting roles, if they're not willing to adapt, it no longer transitions to the same art.
There are men and women who are removing their accents from where they're from to do a movie. Yeah. So but I guess when you strike where the iron's hot, right? Like if they're
that's what they're trying to do, right?
And I can make 100 movies this year and get paid the same money.
Why not?
I guess it's like any employee, huh?
Yeah, 100%. I will say, I don't know if you knew this, but in voice acting, I think we actually may have talked about this before. I think it's 4 voices. If they can provide more than 4 voices for a show, then they get paid more. So that's why you'll notice a lot of voice actors doing tons of different characters in particular shows. Because up to 4, they're contractually, when they're hired, they have to do up to that amount. Or have to be willing to do up to that amount and get paid the same.
I guess because I can't be a voice actor, and I know I can't be a voice actor.
My daughter wants to be one.
I could try really hard, right?
Yeah.
But as of right now, I could not give you 4 different voices.
No,
that I could read a paragraph of a book in 4 different voices. I just couldn't.
A, you're either naturally born with it, which in most things there are people out there that are, or B, you are doing exercises and working with people and getting to a point where you can do it. And I think that's what it boils down to, is that people aren't willing to respect or put respect on voice acting and what it takes to be a voice actor.
I look at these guys that are fucking going to conventions and signing shit, and I'm like, you should be praised to the moon and back. Remember when fucking Conroy was there was no line for him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah. I think about like as silly as it is with Tom Kenny, the guy that does SpongeBob,
Mhm.
how much he manipulated his voice to be SpongeBob, and like how desperate people are to be able to emulate it. It's just
Mhm.
impressive,
While still voicing other characters.
right? Yeah.
And none of them sound like him. I've never heard his real voice in a cartoon, I don't think.
No. Oh no, none. I don't know. Yeah, Jameson wants to be a voice actor, and so I have explained to her it will take a lot of work because it's not something she was born with like some people. She can't just change the octave of her voice.
Meanwhile, SpongeBob's out there being fucking Ice King and Gunther.
Even Ice King sounds different enough from SpongeBob. Like you know it's the same actor, but you know it's different enough.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't hear a Ice King line in SpongeBob or vice versa.
It did not sound weird.
And it'd be fluent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100% agree.
It just like especially, but I was really scratching my head because I'm like Bob Burgers, Bob, Luis, and Gene do not change their and Tina do not change their voice.
Which is so funny, but yeah,
it's almost like I guess their passion for it makes it different.
Yeah, I think the character. That's the other thing. Maybe with TV shows, the characters are written to the voice actor as well. Like they evolve with the person. Whereas when you come out with a major movie, you're like, this is our character. This is what's gonna sell. Let's create this, and then no matter who they get as the actor, they just kind of got to roll with it.
Well, I mean, look at Clooney in that Fantastic Fox movie. Like that to me, that voice fits that character. Yeah. Like it makes sense to me that you booked this man to play this character.
Right. Yeah,
it doesn't make sense to me that Kevin Hart is Ace the Hound in the DC universe.
Nope.
I was so excited when they announced that movie, remember?
Yep.
And then we saw it and we are like, never mind.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
And then you have random stuff like what's his name? Lego Batman.
Will Arnett.
Yeah. Like that voice shouldn't work almost, but at the same time it works amazingly.
Yeah.
And he changes his voice.
He does change his voice. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why the actors and directors and actresses don't try.
I think
they just don't care.
I think it's just passion, man.
What's the point if you're gonna keep getting hired?
Jenny Slate to me has the same voice and the stuff that she does. John Ralphio's sister.
There's nothing she does that doesn't hit though for me.
So good.
But again, every character that she's playing is for her.
You ever watch Marcel the Shell?
Yes. I didn't know that was her when I loved that stupid fucking YouTube short so much. Back in my days of debauchery of drinking and stuff, we would watch it and just crack up. And I think like maybe 3 years ago, I found out that was her. Whenever they had the movie, so that's actually longer than that. But
did you watch the movie?
No.
Oh, it's so good.
Was it?
She's so amazing.
She's just good.
She's so amazing in it.
Yeah.
Oh, but very, very recommended to watch that movie.
That's
I think it got nominated for awards and shit too, which is also impressive because
it's a movie.
Were there any actors in this movie?
That's wild.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's got to be, or is it line delivery?
That's what I was saying though. Is like to be able to have that ability in voice acting is not something you're just guaranteed if you're a good actor. You could be an amazing actor, not The Rock. You could be an amazing actor, and
I don't think Chris Pratt either.
And yeah, that's fair. Chris Pratt is just being Chris Pratt. I think he walked into a really good role in Parks and Rec, and since then has been meh. But you can be a really good actor and not be good at voice acting, and you have to be able to accept that. But
Yeah.
if these studios are coming to you and saying, "Hey, do this for me, and I'll throw $30 million at you," you're gonna say yes. At the end of the day,
I would also say yes.
that's why Bronny's playing in LA.
Yeah,
Is what it is.
I would say yes as well. So I guess that checks out.
I don't know. Let us know what you guys think down below. Tell us if
Please, let me
there's.
know.
Are you liking Aquafina? You know what? I will admit, this movie Jackpot, she didn't annoy me in it.
It looked good, didn't it?
It does, yeah.
That does not change my stance on her voice acting.
No, agreed. I think her black accent has gone away.
Oh,
It's starting to kind of like go away, and I think that is why she's not so annoying. But it doesn't forgive your transgressions. Like, it doesn't mean you didn't capitalize off of pretending to be something you're not. And
I think not only does the black accent upset me, but to double down and be like, I would never do an Asian voice actor. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I feel like it's so insulting. Bitch. You kidding me? Like,
oh man, I'm gonna let you know now. Scuttle sits in my head at all times. It lives rent free in my head about how much I hated and it ruined that movie for me.
okay, so because I don't really find her particularly funny.
Agreed.
Often. I've laughed at some things, but like early stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing later on. But Kevin Hart, I find I'm trying to think of some reason I've seen him in. I've gotten a fatigue from him. I mean, it's his fault, but it's not his fault, right? Again, because if you're gonna pay me money, I'm gonna do it.
Fair enough.
But like, I understand casting them for certain characters. Like for Snowball in The Secret Life of Pets, the little rabbit, to be voiced by Kevin Hart can be funny. He can bring something to that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just these people are bad actors.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Most of them are comedians or bad actors. Comedians shouldn't just because you're good at one thing on camera doesn't mean you should be doing the other things.
Yeah, but again, I'm not gonna blame them too much because if you
won't turn down that money,
the other things, I would do it too.
100%.
I say all the time, like if you, I can't stand Michael Bay continuing to make Transformers movies,
but if we keep giving him money, why not?
If you said, "Hey, are you ready for Transformers 25?" If I was Michael Bay, I'd be like, "Fuck yeah, let's do this."
100%. Yeah, let us know down below if we're wrong. If you guys like Aquafina and Chris Pratt,
am I just tainted on her previous sins?
Yeah,
is that what it is?
Possibly.
But also, the other two didn't do a lot either. But anyway, whatever.
Anyway, comment down below. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. We have episodes coming out every week. We also have lots of other things happening constantly. If you were looking for us anywhere, it's Friendship Supreme. That's where you'll find us. And until next time, I've been Michael.
This is Cleve. And let's go. That's my Mario.